everybody, welcome back to part 2 of Make Do Amend Staggered Envelope Journal. So what I've gone and done is now covered all my envelopes with paper, and I've made the little 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch little opening there, and each one has got an opening either top or bottom, and I've now decided where I want them staggered. And I've also made sure that they fit into my cover, like so. And what we're going to do now is just make sure that they all secure where I want them to be. So I'm just going to use some stick glue just to make sure that they all stay where I want them to stay. So what we've gone and done is made sure that we're quite happy where they're all going to open out, and as I say, they fit into the cover. So we're going to turn them over, and this is where life gets a little bit interesting. So they've all got a little tiny flap, whether it's the original flap or a flap that we've gone and made, and we're going to try and keep them all in line. So starting from the back, or which would be the front, I suppose. So let's see, I've done that one wrong. So we've got that one goes on there, and then this one is going to go about there, I think, and that's going to stick onto that one. Then we had this one, which is going to line up and go on there, like so. Put a bit more sticky glue on there, try and keep it to the edges. So the next one is going to be this one, and again we're going to try and keep them all in line if we can. That's going to go along there like so. To give you an idea where we're going, it's a bit like that. I don't quite like that one with a bit of white envelope shown, but that should be fine. Okay, and then we've got the next one, which is that one. So we're going to want to have that one about there, and again just keep checking that it fits into your, yes, it still fits, it fits into your, I'll just go fraction there, your cover. Now with this one, because it's quite a long one, you can actually just trim that off. That's you don't need all that, to be fair. Just takes down a bit of the bulk. So turning it over and seeing what it looks like. Now I'm not quite happy with that being there and that being there, if I'm honest. So what I might do is just move that one up a bit. So let's just unpeel that. Ooh. And I'll move this one up a bit. Ooh. Put that up there somewhere, that's it. Lovely. Yeah, that's a bit better. Grand. That's it. There's my little folder. That's it. Yeah, looks a bit better. I don't want them both in the same place. And then this last one's going to go up there, like so. Brilliant. Yes, quite happy with that. Okay. So for the next stage now, we're going to want these to really dry out. There we go. So we've got a big, a thinner one, and 3 smaller ones, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so we put those on one side now to dry out, because what we don't want to do is the next stage and it be wet. So all we're going to do now is we've got our cover, and we're going to cover it with paper, which I've done that side, so that's nice and dry. And we're going to want to do this side. Now this is where it gets just a little slightly complicated. This is our centre line, as you can see there, that's our centre line, and I've drawn a line about 1/2 inch, yeah, just over 1/2 inch further this way, because what I want to do is put a piece of paper that's going to go, want to go past that line, and then we're going to stitch in those papers and then put another piece of paper across there. If you don't do that, what you find is that you've got a very good chance of your backing paper ripping. So all we do is run some glue. It's going to play, yes it's playing. Run some glue along the edge, like so. There we go. That's the bigger of the two. I think I'll do it that way. Like so. Just making sure it goes over all the edges. And turning it over and then trimming that down. Just trim those bits off. Like so. Ooh, there we go. There we go. And then when we fold that over and we put in our envelopes, we're actually going to stitch the envelopes into that crease there. I'm going to stitch the envelopes into that crease there, and then what we're going to do is have the next piece of paper come across like so. And then in the corners here, you've not got a little space, which in my first one I did. So I decided that this was probably the better way of doing it. So seeing that's still quite damp, and I don't want to stitch when it's damp because it tends to rip the paper, I have done one, I've prepped one up a bit earlier. Now all I've got to do is try and find where I put it. Ah, right, here we go. So here's one I've prepped up a little earlier. So I've got my cover, covered the outside of it, I've covered the inside, past the line, and then I've stitched the envelopes in on my sewing machine. You don't have to stitch. If you want to, you can glue. It's entirely up to you, but I've stitched mine in along the centre of my page, just slightly off, because I wanted that to be on the back, because it will get quite bulky. So I've just sewn along there and then glued the very back piece onto my cover. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to glue the second piece of paper in to match the other side. So with that we just run some glue, some wet glue all the way along. Come on out you, so. I've got problems today with my thumb again. I broke it about 2 years ago and it's never been right since. So I'm just going to run my finger along the glue there and the same along that edge there. Okay, I'll get my piece of paper that's going to slot in like so. I'll get my bone folder just to make sure all that goes in nice and straight. There we go. But please don't attempt to do the sewing and then sticking, if this is still wet, leave it to dry. You'll find it much more successful than trying to do it while your glue is still wet. Okay, and then we're going to just run that along there, like so. Run that along there, like so. Oops. And do the same on this side. And there you have the basic of your journal with your staggered envelopes, all nice and neat and ready for decoration. Now what I have done with these ones is cut the card out ready to go in on each of them, and then I can start to decorate my journal. There we go. So that brings us up to decorating it, which I'll do in the next video, how I decorate. The only thing I haven't done is I've done around the front cover, but I haven't gone around this one with the distress inks. But that's now ready for decoration and a theme of whatever your choice is. So quite a simple idea. You can cut down your envelopes to whatever size that you want and slot them in whichever way that you want. I found that each time I've done it slightly different. And as I say, you don't have to sew them in if you don't want to. You can just glue, but I found it's more secure if it is sewn just down there where the flaps hit the back cover. And thank you for watching part 2, and look forward to seeing you in part 3 when we're going to have a go at decorating our journal. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell button so you can see my next videos and be informed when they are. Make any comments. I try my best to return any replies as soon as possible, and you'll see the finished versions in my Etsy shop, crafted by Norma. So this is where it comes to the exciting bit, is to actually start to decorate the journals in whatever style that you would like to have your journals done. So see you next time. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.